Hello, welcome to part 2 of 3 of my Focuser Pro build. This part will cover the hardware on the telescopes. There's the brackets and the motors with their reduction gearboxes, one being a pulley drive and the other being a direct drive via a reduction gearbox. So enjoy and let me know in the comments what you think. Ready to do some building. I'm going to start with the 130 PDS. So I've got a pulley for the focuser spindle with the belt. I've got the other pulley mounted on the end of the motor with the 4-to-1 gearbox. Bracket, that's one of my own designs, it's available on Thingiverse. There are brackets to download on the My Focuser Pro SourceForge site. They're slotted here, but I found them too wide for the PDS. So this is why I designed my own with a little scallop to fit in the space, and put a little brace on the corner there to get some strength. The only thing I might need to make is when I install the motor, it might need spacing out, which, to be fair, the ones on the SourceForge site with the slots, you can do it, adjust the bracket, but I've got to physically move the motor. First thing we need to do is remove the focuser assembly. So we take the locking screw out. So first thing we need to do, there's 4 screws holding the focuser wheel assembly. Now be careful with these because there are rubber O-rings underneath. They're exactly the same size, and then you just lift that away. That's it for the scope at the moment, so remember, don't tilt the scope down, else you'll lose your tube. So I'm going to put that back on the shelf. Try not to lose the tube. I think we'd have to turn that round. Let it get this pair of editing. It like that to go on the shelf. Oh, I nearly lost it. Okay, so once you've got your focus wheel off the tube, just need to get the pulley on this end. You always put it on the end with the micro focus on, because some people, they have belt driven the fine adjust. There are 2 schools of thought on that. One, it's okay, and another one, that the belt motor can put strain on the shaft and do damage to the internals. So I'm going to work on the latter assumption and not damage. The micro focus, I should obviously return it to manual focus. So first up, we remove this bolt. That on yours will be a grip screw. The reason mine's a bolt is because I have mislaid it. Once that's done, if you this hole here is a access hole to the grub screws holding the focusers on the shaft. So you'll I don't know if you can see it on the camera, you'll see brass like that, that's brass there, and you'll come up to the grub screw there. So you just get key in the grub screw and do that, just loosen it, that comes off. I've still got my protection cap for the micro focuser, so I'll just put it back in there and set it aside. So you got an amount of movement there that the wheel can cover the freight housing up. So you need to get that on there close enough so you get some coverage of that, so rather than it being out there you need it to be at least something over there. Now I think I can get access through that threaded hole. So I can just about gain access to that grub screw without having to we've got a little bit of interference there, so we need to move it out a bit. So while I'm pulling it out, I'm tightening the grub screw to see how that goes. You have to remember you've got to keep it up against the bearing. I've gone out too far now. So I can move that in a bit more. Hold up there like that, tighten up. There you go. And sometimes you won't be able to get to that grub screw, you'll have to remove this one, put that on first, put that back on in such a way that you're covering that area up and you've got a minimal gap on this end. So once that's done, you need to get the tube out again. So I'll replace that. So put that back on there. Then we mount the bracket. Now don't forget, you need to replace the rubber grommets or O-rings. I don't know what purpose these actually serve, but I'll put them between well, basically where there was, rather than put them on top of the bracket. I'll put them between. Pre-install bolts in the bracket. I'm going to zoom out a little bit and catch this. So, see what I mean about the original focus and not having the original bracket off source and not having enough through. Where's my 10 mil? Dude, oh god. I've also got to put under these screws some small washers, more to give me more of a bearing surface on the bracket, because it's being made with PLA. It's not very good when you're bolting things into it. It does compress. That just gives me a bit more surface. I'm trying not to lose the O-rings. So that's on. Do a test fit of the motor. I've already got, in anticipation, I'm thinking I might need some spaces to line the pulleys up. Yeah, you can't see this, but I probably need to go somewhere around there. So what I'm going to do a quick measure of that. Oops. You're looking at about 10 mil. Yeah, need 10 mil spacer. So I'm going to print one of those off and come back to you. Okay, so I'm going to quickly show. Should you decide to 3D print your own reduction gearboxes, just thought I'd show assembly of the ST80 gearbox. As when I did the 130, that was already assembled. So I've got the first casing, which is the wider of the two. This is the input gear which goes on the motor. The carrier for the 3 planetary gears, and a sum gear for the next stage of the drive. So first of all, we'll get the input gear onto the motor. I've epoxied the nuts in there, so you just try and get one of the nuts on the flat so you'll get a better drive. There you go. So you push it right down and then bring it up just there. Just less than half a mil. Tighten the screw down onto the shaft. I've cut the shaft already level with the top of the input gear. So we'll set that aside. For the next part, this is the tricky part. You put 3 gears on your driver plate. Also, one point to note, when I printed these planetary gears, they were a little too big, so I've had to reduce them down to about 96%. There you go. You've got to get it over into the grooves. So I'll take one off. Drop it in from the top. So that's those two in. Just tilt it outwards, get it onto the shaft and push up. So that's in now. Put it upside down so they don't fall out. Next stage, we'll put the second input gear onto the driver plate. And I'll snap over those spigots. There are screw holes, but I haven't got any screws, so I'm just going to rely on the friction to hold it together. And next, we need to get the input shaft meshed with the gears onto the motor. That's your first stage done. Now that's your first 4 to 1. Each second, you can put as many. This is the second 4 to 1 stage, bringing it to 16 to 1. You can put as many as you like on, and it reduces it by a further 4. So it's 4, 8, 16, 32, etc. You do exactly the same. Put a good couple of driver planetary gears on. Get those 2 gears inside the groove. Get that on your shaft, tilt it outwards, keeping the other 2 meshed, and then push up. Buying the motors they recommend, because you don't have to do any of this. Okay, we're on. We're on. Before I do that, I need to get the drive in there. So this is the spinning one now that will attach to the so drop that in there. Oh, great. Okay, so what I need to do now, you'll have a shaft coming out of there for your flexi coupling onto your focuser shaft. So I need to cut that down, so I'll So I need to cut down 4 of these pieces of threaded rod to mount the motor to the shaft. Got a little bit of freedom there, so I'm just going to offer it up to the scope now so I can measure the output shaft. I just need to undo the 4 screws. I believe we may need to increase the length of these screws, get some longer screws. But for the purpose of the video I might have enough just to hold it.
So don't take anything else off yet. You get the mount on. Barely long enough. We need to take these scalp spray, so I'll chuck that one out. So yeah, all right.
Put some longer screws. So I think that's okay, so I'm going to cut that one down straight away. Cut out for now. Yeah, just about. So, yeah, I'll put that on there, fully whole. Yeah. So I'm just going to measure. So I need to measure from the end of there, from the end of this nut to just past that grub screw. So you got, I got 13 mil there. Plus the thickness of this, that's 16 mil. 16 mil, let me write that down. Back again, I haven't cut them yet. Just needed to be ready to 16 mil plus the 12 mil of the first measurement. That's how long the shaft needs to be. So it's 28 mil. Shortly. Okay, so everything's cut to length now. The output shaft, look in the back of the print, there's a hexagon cut out, or a hexagon nut, lock nut. And then you should put a nut on the other side. Okay, what I'm going to do now is put a few bits of grease just to help it along. Just stick a few blobs in there, it'll distribute itself. That one. Okay, that's up. Right, let's see if I've measured up right. So let's go back in. Not much room around here. Perfecto. So that's on. Let's just double check these bottom screws, cause that. And then next will be connecting up the software by need this. Once you're set up on the ASCOM with your distances, just undo two of your screws so you can turn the focus at that. Then obviously you're going to go half a turn, well I'm going to go a quarter of a turn there, tighten that up at your start point so you don't go full travelling and bashing. Let's go, especially on this one because it's a rack and pinion. I need to get some other screws tightened up when I can get round to them. So that's that. That's it for part 2. Please join us in part 3 where we'll be uploading firmware and updating the ASCOM driver software.